Geedy, bro, what's going on?
What's up, man? Good to be back on Checkemouttv TV or whatever. Baton Rouge.
Appreciate
Best. One of my favorite. I say my favorite or whatever. I know they got other people out there, but one of my best. One of my favorites from out of Baton Rouge. Out Big Raggedy.
Appreciate you, bro. What you been up to since last time we talked?
Man, I just been, like I said, been grinding, bro. Just trying to stay consistent, trying to keep putting out content, and my Instagrams got deleted. A lot of them on my phone one now. I wish I would have fucking never got my shit deleted, but I gotta keep putting it on. I'm gonna keep grinding and shit.
Hey, why you think IG keep on getting deleted?
Man, I don't know if people flagging my shit, man, or whatever. I know, like, I had used like clips from Vlad interviews on my shit before, and I know he'll flag your shit just like if you use music on your shit and it's like over 30 seconds. Sometimes they'll, like, the record labels will flag it. So I don't know if it's that, but it seemed like everybody keep telling me certain people might be flagging my shit and getting it deleted, but I don't know who they is. But it could be certain trolls, or it could be people that's hating and all that. But I keep coming back or whatever because I'm not gonna stop. You know, can't stop, won't stop.
You say your fourth page?
My fourth page, yeah. Bro.
So like, how many followers that was like all together?
I don't know, but some people say, I asked a lot of my followers how many followers they feel like I have if I kept all my pages. Some people say I might be at 50K. Some people say I might have 200,000 right now. Some people say I might have 100,000. But you know, the last one I got deleted that I built up, the third one had 14,000. But every time I keep climbing it, I keep getting knocked down. But my supporters keep coming back. So shout out to SDA Street Dreams on me. I see y'all.
Yeah, I remember you had said you were disturbed. You really like want to start another.
Yeah, I was discouraged, man. It's like, it's hard, bro. Like, when you keep starting something over and over, you're doing it from the ground up, and you like putting out great shit, but you feel like a lot of people ain't gonna see it because you only got 5 followers or 10 followers, but you putting the best content together. It is discouraging. But I heard Jim Jones say this, and my brother Brandon that's doing life in Angola had told me something. He sent me something. He was saying how Jim Jones was saying, when you just put the work in and just stay consistent, your motivation gonna come back. So just keep doing it. So the more I kept doing it every day and seeing how my followers kept coming back, people kept saying, man, I was looking for you. I thought you blocked me. I didn't know what happened. You know, they did that shit again. That's fucked up. My motivation started coming back, so I just kept going. So now I'm at 2,500, and I'm gonna just keep rolling. It's gonna just keep snowballing. So, man, consistency, that's the main thing. Consistency, just being consistent.
Cause I remember me and you first talked about it, like, man, I don't think I'm gonna start another damn IG.
Yeah, I told you I probably wasn't, man. And even Jerrison, my pilot Jerrison, told me that when I did the other one and all that, and I was like, nah, bro. It took me like about 2 weeks or whatever before I even was able to wrap my head around it to do it again. Cause it's just like, damn, bro. I just don't feel like doing this shit again. But everybody kept saying, you gotta do it, you gotta do it. And once I kind of got past that, I was like, all right, I'm about to do it, cause the people love what I do.
Yeah, you know, Louisiana, that's your style. Like, that's how me and you ever, you know, started linking up.
Right.
We started posting and everything.
Right.
And most, like, all the people start reaching out to you, the big people and all that.
Yeah, like I said, even the first time I met you, whatever, I was a fan of your interviews before I was even really doing interviews, and I was like, man, I like what you're doing in Baton Rouge. You know, I seen the video you did with C-Loc, whatever, from Camp Life. I seen the one you did with Big Head and shit that was with Trill, and you know, a slew of other ones that you did. And I was like, man, I like what you're doing. And I wanted you to interview me. And you was like, man, I like what you was doing. I saw you on Say Cheese, you know, coming to Baton Rouge, and I did that. So, yeah, like I said, man, just like I said, just find that motivation to keep going or whatever, because people love what I do.
And what do you think about most people from New Orleans calling you a spokesperson for New Orleans? Even like Say Cheese, he'll call you like the spokesperson.
Well, he the one that gave me the nickname. Sean Cotton gave me that nickname, New Orleans spokesman, and you know, I was like, all right, cool. I wasn't saying it. I was just saying how I felt about things, and Sean kept seeing that, and Sean was seeing how I was like standing up for New Orleans on some shit, just being outspoken, and he liked it what I was saying, I guess, because that motor show was a lot of people that was talking, saying how they felt, but Sean just liked it, my shit so much he cut through, and he started calling me New Orleans spokesman, and he even talked about that when I interviewed him at his house in Dallas and stuff like that. So I feel good, and I think at first it was kind of met with a lot of resentment, you know, a couple of years ago when I first got that nickname from Sean Cotton, but the more I kept showing, improving, and being consistent, then all the people started rallying behind me. Now you see stuff like I posted on my page today when C Finance like Geedy P the spokesman, you know, so many other artists like Geedy P, like the Say Cheese of Louisiana, Geedy P do this for New Orleans, and he speak for us, and we need to get behind him. So a lot of people went to seeing it, and now they kind of agree with that, and they kind of give me that nickname too, and they like, all right, you earned it. And I became, I guess, kind of like the people's champ on some shit, I guess.
And what you think about like the new up and coming artists out of New Orleans, like Young Road, Rod 49?
I like what Rod 49 doing. I like what Young Ro doing. Meek Mills, I'm glad he home now and stuff like that. I see he had started the challenge, and I seen Styles was one of the winners. Great White Styles from Crossroads Fish. I seen Junior Montana from Uptown. He was one of the winners and stuff like that. So I like what all of them dudes doing. Rod 49 turned the city up. He got a lot of attention on. He was just the other day he was in town with G Herbo. I guess they probably was down for the Louisiana Fest with Lil Wayne, but Wayne canceled it and pushed the Louisiana Fest back to October 29th, I think. So Herbo was in town and he was at the football game. But all that media attention that Rob bringing from being with G Herbo, Travis Scott liking his song, Vulture Island, Chris Brown in the club, Meek Mills, all these people loving Vulture Island, so he putting a lot of attention on the city. And it's gonna help a lot of the other artists too. So I like what Ro doing, I like what he doing. I like what a lot of the female rappers been doing.
Yeah, to be honest, the female rappers down in New Orleans been doing it, man. C Fine Ass, Super Bad, they got a few more.
C Fine Ass, it's a lot of them, bro. Yeah. Dino, Viney, Vicky Lowe, like I said, Super Bad. I like Tatiana XL. We already know 3D Nati, she already on a whole nother level. She been putting it down. Man, there's so many of them, and like I said, I probably forget somebody because you always do.
Yeah.
Feel like you forget somebody, but there's a lot of women and all that stuff. Viney, a lot of them doing their thing and stuff like that. So I just like what all of them doing, and like I said, there's so many rappers that it is today that it wasn't 30 years ago. So there's a lot of them that's doing a lot of good shit, and I feel like with us doing what we doing in media, with them doing what they doing in hip hop and being consistent and trying to make the best quality music and the best representation in New Orleans, I feel like it's gonna all work in the long run, and we're gonna be back on top because we like really important in the South. Like New Orleans gave a lot to the game of hip hop. Master P and Cash Money and them influenced a lot, and even Lil Wayne and everything he influenced.
Like, what you think about the current state of New Orleans? Because I remember your interview with Sean Cotton, and he was like, he got mashing the artists coming down Canal Street and Hummers and all that.
And Camouflage. Like I said, I feel like it's getting there. Like I said, I like what Rob doing. He bringing a lot of media attention. I feel like it's getting everybody excited about it again, and it's just us finding our way. And that's why I say I like what Young Ro did with that challenge, because he putting the light on, he gave Styles a chance. A lot of people was rapping on it, but I see, like I said, Styles won so far, and I seen Great White that he posted number 1, number 2. And I don't know how it's gonna go, if it's gonna be them 3, and he gonna pick somebody else as a third person, and they're gonna have to probably battle for that spot to get on the song. Are we gonna take them 2, or are we gonna take 3 of them? I don't know, but I just like the attention that it's getting. So I feel like long as artists keep pulling up each other and stuff like that, like how Detroit artists, I heard Ice World Vizzo say that we try to get on each other's songs, we try to pull up the next man, because it's gonna make Detroit stronger. And I feel like if we do that in New Orleans, then we gonna get stronger, and we can learn from what happened in the past, to do it better in the future and all that, how we could kind of collaborate a little more, even though some people still don't get along because powers that be, street politics, whatever. I just hope we get a little more, working with each other, because I feel like it can help us, even in Baton Rouge or whatever, throughout the whole state. I think that'll be a good look, because we got a lot of talent in our state.
You think it'll ever get better? Because I'll be honest, I'll be looking at these dudes rapping, and I'm like, man, we could really be like Atlanta or something, like be like a major city.
Right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't really see it happening.
Well, I mean,
too much street politics, to be honest.
It is a lot of that, and like I said, I hope it get better, because like I said, right now, I was looking at Atlanta, and Atlanta kind of in a rough little spot right now, because like I said, Thug in jail, Gunna in jail, Lil Baby holding it down, but then, the Migos doing what they doing, but then Offset not on the same page with QC, so there's a little stuff going on over there. And then, unfortunately, one of Boosie's best friends got killed, Trouble. So, Atlanta, a lot of people in Atlanta kind of, trying to see what's going on, because there's a lot of bad things been happening so far. And like I said, I just hope that we could do better in New Orleans and stuff like that, and try to come together more, and in Baton Rouge to do that, because it's a lot of street politics, and sometimes it do be a lot of bloodshed to where it's so hard, you can't really come back from stuff like that to bring people together. But I know some countries and religions that have been going to war for years, and I know some countries that have been war for thousands of years throughout history, and some of them have been able to put those differences aside and move on. So sometimes people can, but it's not easy to mend stuff like that when it's been that bad or whatever. And I think that's the biggest problem, why some artists can't collaborate. It ain't that they don't like each other, it just be a lot of violence that went on in the streets, and it kind of hurt the business.
Yeah, like a fight. Me and you get in a fight, I might not talk to you for about a week.
Right.
You're my dog.
Right.
I might not talk to you about a week. But long as like no shot or nothing get fired, nobody died.
Right.
I mean, I'm cool with it.
And
you whoop my ass over, you whoop my ass.
And I think that's what it is. I think sometimes it just don't be a fight. I think sometimes it be done went too far.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to come back from that. And that's what I say. It's been people that have been able to stop, you know, because like I remember on The Wire one time, it was a quote on The Wire, that show that was in Baltimore. It was like, nobody wins, one side just loses a little slower. So it never really ends, and nobody really ever wins. It's just one side just loses a little slower, but it don't never stop. So I feel like it just, something got to change with it. I just hope, you know, I'm just optimistic.
And you think that's like part of like some of the stuff going on in New Orleans, like part of Master P and Birdman? You think like that's somehow connected? Like
Well,
Kelly or Magnolia or something like that?
Well, I mean, we didn't heard from interviews that, you know, from certain people that had talked about things in interviews that it wasn't always pieces of cream. Just like, you know, against the interview, he was talking about how Master P didn't want to talk about it, or Birdman didn't want to talk about it, but it wasn't just that they didn't want to work together. They was at odds at the time, and at one time it was cool, but then it was some bloodshed or whatever on different sides, and people felt certain ways. So some things do go back generations, just like in California, you might have a Crip and the blood and got into it, and somebody died, and then it just started a war, and it's been going on ever since. You know, that started in probably in the late 60s or the 70s,
yeah.
And it's been going on. So sometimes things do stem from old things, and it's still traveling to the present, and people still dealing with it right now, and it's unfortunate. But yeah, you're right. Sometimes it do go way back.
Mm-hmm. So like, you think you ever go back to like managing artists?
Man, like I said, I love that. I mean, I probably would, but if I ever really got back into music and I was like, got my money how I wanted to be, and I was in a position I really wanted to be, I would want to own a record label. I feel like I did the A&R stuff. I feel like I did the management stuff. I want to own a label, because the bad thing about being a manager too, you could get fired at any moment. Yeah. It's like a lawyer. If you don't like the lawyer, you can fire your lawyer, and that's the same thing with anybody that you kind of hire that work for you. You don't like your assistant, you can fire him. But when you kind of the owner, it's kind of hard to fire the owner. And nothing wrong with that, but I just felt like I did a lot of work to where I want to own my own thing. Now, I done read a lot of books, I done studied a lot, I done been in it a lot, and did certain things that I feel like I could do with it or whatever. I feel like I'm knowledgeable enough, and I feel like people think I'm knowledgeable enough where I could run a business and have other people under me that's executives, and they could kind of do the good work or whatever. I feel like if Puffy could do it, Damon Dash, Irv Gotti, Master P, and Suge Knight, and Damon Dash, and Jay-Z and them, I feel like I could do it and stuff like that. So like I said, Russell Simmons said in this book that I read before, he was talking about, like, you know, how it was easy for him to get fired and stuff like that when he worked as a manager. So he said, you know, if he ever got a chance, he was gonna start his own record label, and that's what him and Rick Rubin did. So I really would like to own a label if I was not too much manager.
But see, the thing I see about owning a record label, an artist, you'll get artists, you'll blow artists up. Artists will be the top artists.
Right.
You're gonna drop like 2 or 3 CDs. Man, fuck that label. I don't want to get back with them, man.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of times people do that. A lot of times people let you do all this stuff and build them up. I remember Coach K was saying that.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm gonna go piggyback off that. Coach K and Pete was on they was on the interview. I forgot who it was with. I can't remember. But they was doing an interview, and Pete was saying he had to stand up for Coach, because he like, man, I just gotta say this, because Coach didn't work with a lot of artists, built them up, put a lot of money and attention and time into them, and then when artists get big, they go jump on the next wave. They get on a person that's popping right now, but that person didn't believe in you when you was shooting in the gym. The same way Mike Tyson, Costamato believed in Tyson when he really was just a kid in Brooklyn, punching people and strong arm, going in their pockets. Yeah. Costamato believed in him, and he stayed down with Tyson until Tyson became a star. And that was Tyson training until he passed away. But he believed in him, and I feel like a lot of times artists, you know, you'll work with artists, put all your all into them, and then when they get big enough, then they'll kind of act like you ain't had nothing to do with them, or they'll kind of kick you to the curb and go into the next thing. And like I said, it's unfortunate. So yeah, that's just what a lot of them do, and that's why a lot of them be saying, I'm gonna keep it real with you, I ain't gonna be like this person, I ain't gonna be like, everybody say that. If I had $1 for every time I got that, I'd be a millionaire. So people tell you that because it sound good, but you gotta show and prove.
When the money start rolling in and all that.
When the money start coming in, people change. So that's why I said I like to see people character, and I like to try to test them throughout time and just see how they gonna act, because a lot of times people will tell you shit because it sound good, but you know, you gotta show people better than you can tell them.
Because see, you gotta pay for the music videos, studio time, the beats and all that. And they've been got that, made a big song. Oh man.
Right. Once they get what they get, then they kick you. It's just like somebody, you showing them where to work at, and then as soon as you show them where to work at in the house, they get it, shoot you in the back of the head, and kick you out the car. They don't need you no more. They just needed you to show them where it's at. But they do have some people that do be loyal. They got some artists that do be loyal, and they do appreciate real people that believe in them and that's down with them, and they gonna stick with them to the end. So there's some artists that's been loyal, and like I said, hopefully the artists that have been loyal to those executive producers, that those executive producers been doing right by them. Because like Irv Gotti was talking about with Ashanti, and even Yo Gotti said this before, you put a lot of stuff into artists But they don't understand. A lot of times people take losses.
Yeah.
You might spend a lot of money on the artist and the shit don't work. For all the artists that do pop, it's probably 20 of them that didn't work. Every record label that signed artists don't work. Every basketball player that come to the Pelicans or to the fucking Hornets or whatever don't always be good. You know, you gotta try and find it, and then you might find that LeBron, you might find that Steph Curry. But for all the ones you didn't get, is a lot of them that didn't make it big or whatever. But you spent money on them, so it was an investment. So people don't understand how many times people do take losses, and they don't really appreciate that, because that should be your hard-earned money, though. Like when I was doing shit, you know, I was working hard with my money or whatever. And anybody I ever worked with, I took my hard-earned money and I put into that because I believed in them and I thought they was dope.
Yeah. So let's move to your interviews. Like, can anybody like get on your channel? I remember you were talking about that. Let's talk about that.
Well,
why you on charge for interviews? Put it like
well, I don't charge for interviews. I like to really like let things build organically. Like I like what Sean Cotton said before. He was like, you know, when people do pay you to get on your stuff, sometimes it waters stuff down. Now, if I like something on my Instagram, I post a lot of shit at times. I post stuff for free for people. And sometimes I might be like, you know, if you pay or get popping, like Sean Cotton said, if you popping in the club, the girl's gonna like you, the stripper gonna like you. If you ain't popping, you probably gotta pay her to do something, whatever. If you that nigga, she gonna just fuck with you. So, but if you popping, they gonna fuck with you. And that's the same thing like what he said, like World Star, Say Cheese, Academics, all of them. If you popping, the internet gonna post you for free. Like Charleston White, people like his stuff, they posting. I like people that have interesting stories. You don't always gotta be a rapper. You might be a ex-hustler. You might be you might be a politician. You might have been a community activist. You might have been a ex-rapper, a manager, whatever. As long as you got an interesting story, but it ain't always about the money. Because I feel like when you keep getting paid to do interviews or keep getting paid to do something, the money gonna control you, and it's gonna be controlled by the dollar, and it's gonna water it down. Because somebody can say, "Why'd you want to pay for a campaign? I want you to just interview all my artists." And if all the artists you interview might be boring, and they might water the channel because people might this person not interested. Like, why are you interviewing them? I guess they must have paid you. Because they don't have a great story, but they must have paid you some money. So I be want to pick the litter like dogs in the litter. You know, you want to pick the pick of the litter. You want to pick the right one. And I try my best to give my fans the best because I want to curate it. And just like your Spotify favorite playlist, somebody got to go through that and find the great songs to put on that playlist because they know their listeners deserve that. So I feel like my audience deserve me to curate the people that I interview or whatever because I want to build it right and I don't want to rush it. It's not about the money with me or whatever right now. I make good money or whatever. I got a good job. Yeah,
somebody offered me like $250 for an interview. I'm like, all right, what we gonna talk about?
Right.
We'll talk about coming up as a rapper. I'm like, man, that's kind of boring, man. You ain't got a main story people could catch.
Right. That's why I feel like all right.
Be honest, we're gonna watch this interview with nobody. Like.
Right. And I think people will listen to an interview that's an artist that's not known, but they have to be interesting. Like you said, they gotta have a story. Like when people didn't really know a lot about 50 Cent, and 50 Cent did this documentary before he came out with Get Rich or Die Trying, he brought you to Southside Jamaica, Queens. He was telling you how he got shot, how his mama was into the streets, and he lived with his grandparents, and a lot of shit or whatever. You listen to Master P story, selling out the trunk. I had a store in Richmond. I played basketball. I blew my knee out in Houston. I went back to the project, and then me and my, old lady at the time, we moved to Richmond, California, and we started selling CDs, whatever, and all that. And then it turned into what it turned, but the story was compelling. Same thing with Nipsey Hussle. He had a story. People love the story. Tupac, he had a story. His mom was a Black Panther. All that stuff he went through, living in Baltimore, living in Chicago, living in Harlem, living in, Marin City on the Bay. So you gotta have an interesting story, and I feel like if you got great music and you got an interesting story, people gonna be drawn in, and you're gonna captivate the audience. So in this day and age, YouTube is big and these interviews are big because people have great personalities that know how to draw the audience in and keep them listening. Yeah.
So if you was to say, all right, I'm Geedy.
Right.
What you want people to think mostly about you? When they research you.
What I want people to know that I love hip hop, that I love the South, because I love Pimp C, and Pimp C like my favorite. Shout out to Chad L. Butler, rest in peace, Sweet James Jones, Tony Snow. I love the South a lot. I mean, I love everywhere, but I love the South. I love the South like how Jay-Z loved New York, how Snoop and Nipsey loved Cali. Like, I love it. Like, like Kanye loved the Windy City in the Midwest, or Nelly loved St. Louis. I love New Orleans. I love the South. I love hip-hop, and people could tell that or whatever. I love history. I love to teach people. I love to help people. My mom and dad always taught us, we all we got to stick together. We got to help one another. So I want people to know that I do care. I do try to help out as many people. I try to answer all the DMs when people DM me. I answer them, I write them back. I don't act Hollywood. I comment on people shit. I shout out a lot of times. I shout people out. I give a lot of free advice, and I don't charge people a dime and all that. So I just want people to know that I love hip hop. I love where I'm from, and I love to help people. And I take this music shit serious because it's a passion. It's something I love.
All right, Geedy. Who's up next for you after this?
What's up next, man? Like I said, shout out to Lil Ya, cause Lil Ya, I'm going to Lil Ya birthday party, whatever, and I appreciate Lil Ya from UNLV. Always show a lot of love. Doing that or whatever. That's what I'm got going on today or whatever. But like I said, just being consistent, man. Just try to keep putting out more interviews, keep building on my Instagram channel, and just keep putting on for my state. Just keep trying to make my city proud or whatever, man. Shout out to everybody that ever came through New Orleans that did big things. Shout out to anybody ever from all other places in Louisiana. There's 4.6 million in my state. And I love everybody from the 504 to the 225 to the 318 to the 985 all the way to the 337. Like, much love, much respect to all of them. So, that's what I want people to know, that I'm going to keep putting on. I'm going to keep holding it down. And I'm going to keep trying to understand the people and try not to just be somebody that they might be like, like, a lot of times they be like, man, people from New Orleans don't rock with people in the other parts of Louisiana. They don't really like us, whatever. They just think they big-headed and all that. I'm not one of those people that people might try to put that stereotype on it, because we all not like that or whatever.
Hey, one thing I want to ask you. Why New Orleans say they not Louisiana?
A lot of people feel like that because, I don't know, bro. Like I said, what I be hearing a lot is a lot of times. I mean, it do, but I see Baltimore do the same thing too, or whatever, with Maryland. They don't claim Maryland and all, and I think that's because we got our own accent, we got a lot of our own culture, but I don't like to be detached from it, because like I said, when I look at my driving license, I still got Louisiana on there. When you look at your high school diplomas, it still got Louisiana on there. When you look at when you get your fucking everything, I mean, it's on there, bro. When I look at my state ID, I'm still in the 36 parish. I think 36 parishes is Orleans, is New Orleans, and we got 64 parishes. I don't know, bro. Like I said, is a lot of it. I think that hurt us a lot, bro. The division of I'm from New Orleans, I ain't from Louisiana. That hurt us a lot, because a lot of people in Louisiana supported Cash Money, supported No Limit, love Soulja Slim, and I feel like that's like you're shooting yourself in the foot. So I got my brother in Louisiana State Penitentiary in Angola, and he got partners from Shreveport, he got partners from Opelousas and Lafayette and Baton Rouge and LaPlace and all that, all over the state. So I'm just not with it or whatever, but a lot of people do it. We do have different accents, we got different culture with the Indians, and our cultures might be different throughout the state, just like different cultures in Florida. But Kodak gonna still tell you he from Florida, even though he from Broward, he love it. He's gonna still let you know he from Florida. He wear Florida Gator stuff all the time. Too Short, they might be from the Bay, but they gonna still love California. Tupac, and all them Snoop gonna still love. Dr. Dre gonna say California love. Jay-Z had Empire State of Mind. What his name is, Ludacris and them had Georgia. They represent Georgia. Paul Wall had. They don't know what that star about. They don't know what that, but they represent for their state. So I represent for my state. I got love from, even though I know a lot of people from New Orleans might not agree with me and they don't care. I don't care, but I fuck with Louisiana to me.
And one more thing, how the 10-2 movement going supporting your brother?
The 10-2 stuff on right now.
No, go ahead.
Well, right now, the Louisiana Supreme Court looking at it and stuff like that. So we optimistic. A lot of people in prison, but my brother said they feel confident that the Supreme Court gonna finally do the right thing and they gonna overturn it, because the Supreme Court didn't. Even though the Supreme Court did see that it was racially motivated from 1890 when the law was implemented, I think after Reconstruction, right after the Civil War. Like I said, they stopped it, moving forward. You need 12 jurors in Louisiana, but they didn't make it retroactive for the 1,500 other brothers and sisters. So the Supreme Court did look at it and they listened to it, and we confident and we optimistic that they gonna do the right thing and make it retroactive, and that if that happens, then my brother will get another look at his case in Jefferson Parish. C. Murder get another look at his case in Jefferson Parish, and a bunch of other women and men throughout the state of Louisiana that's incarcerated due to that 10-2 law, Jim Crow law, will be get another chance to have at least a fair day in court, fair look at their own case.
All right, G, man, appreciate you, bro. This ain't gonna be our last interview, bro.
Man, I appreciate it, man. One more time, shout out to Checkemouttv. And shout out my people in the Big Rag of the Baton Rouge 225. I see y'all. Red Stick. What up? And y'all check out that Diamonds in the Dirt. That's what it is, huh?
Yeah,
that Max Minnelli did. That shit fire. If you ain't seen Diamonds in the Dirt, go on Tubi and look it up. Max Minnelli put it out. It's a fire documentary. Tell you all Baton Rouge history, or from Edwin Edwards to when Pablo Escobar had the guy coming in with the plane and all that in the city and all that, to everything with Boosie and all them, bro. Like, it's fire. Like, check out that shit. Shout out Baton Rouge, man. What up?